People are talking about V apparently showing something in a vlog that many believe is evidence of him dating someone currently. We also have stalkers or people apparently catching V on a date, and then we have a magazine posting several different things of V, and this is really exciting. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Disci, let's get into it. Recently, there have been clips of V with I magazine. This was interesting because there was this whole situation in backlash with the magazine after he was on a red carpet with them, and the interviewer was basically saying, make eye contact with me for dating and that sort of stuff. And now apparently they're doing a spread. I don't know if that happened because of the general attention that that whole red carpet situation got, or if they were working on this magazine prior, but it's really cool. I'm very excited for this new thing that they're doing. One of them was an advertisement that was promoting Paradise City. If you're unaware of what Paradise City is, it's a luxury resort that is in Incheon in Korea. From what I read, it is a great experience. There's premium hotels, casinos, art galleries, and luxury experiences there. Obviously, with V being the ambassador, it's not only going to elevate the global appeal, but just overall make the resort seem a lot more luxurious and all that stuff. So they did a little bit of an ad for this. They had V dance around with a broomstick, and he was supposed to be a janitor, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what the message behind this video is, but I think what their goal was to have him dance around, and specifically as an employee of the resort, and show the hospitality and show that even their employees have fun with their job. But at the same time, he is also dancing around the resort, so we get to see a little bit of what that looks like, and that could end up being quite appealing. However, I must say I don't fully know or understand what the point of this is, because it really doesn't show that much of the resort, and what ends up being the main focus is V dancing around. In the video itself, you probably couldn't tell that he was even dancing around the resort, and potentially looked like he was just dancing around after hours of a carnival or something. But hey, this is the ad that they wanted to do, and regardless, it's very cool to see him do this and for him to be an ambassador for something new. I don't know what else the boys can do to kind of remain in the media right now, but they're definitely doing as much as they can, and it's really exciting to see them take on these ambassador roles, because it's almost like free promotion for the boys. The label doesn't have to spend any money on advertising or promotion, because that's going to be taken care of by the brand that needs to promote themselves. So they're going to be putting in money to circulate this ad, and then when the artist seems a bit overexposed, for example, let's say they're the ambassador of like 30,000 different things, no one can actually legitimately have a reason to be upset, right? Because a lot of times when an artist gets overexposed, the public will grow tired of the artist and will try to find reasons to tear down the artist. But when it's an ambassadorship, it's a lot of that. And it's a lot of that. Typically, the general public just understands that they're going to be exposed because they're doing commercials, and that's just how it goes. So it's going to be a very different thing than if they were to appear on 50,000 different types of talk shows. So in my opinion, this is a very smart way to get the boys' name back out there again. People have been freaking out as someone took a picture of V apparently on a date at a Korean barbecue place. I will have to say that the boys love their Korean barbecue. Seems like this is typically where they eat, and if you go in Korea and you go to a nice BBQ place, I'm sure you're going to end up running into them, because that's just all they're ever seen out and about doing. No judgment, of course. It's delicious. I would go there all the time too if I had the money. But V was sitting across from Song Kang, and it was taken by a fan who I guess spotted them, and some people said that this was like a stalker or whatever. No, it just seemed like someone who happened to be there and noticed that V was eating with someone and snapped a picture. And now the internet is making it seem as if V and Song were on a date together. However, I obviously don't think that they're in a relationship together, and I think they were just hanging out. But of course, a lot of people are now wondering exactly what the relationship is between the two. Now, there could be several reasons as to what they're doing together here. Now, by the looks of it, neither of them are dressed super casually. I mean, they obviously look casual, but they're not dressed up in like running gear, or they're not dressed up in something that would imply that they did something prior to eating dinner or lunch or whatever this was. I bring this up because there could potentially be a formality between both of them, or at least for this meeting, and that's important to note because that could mean that they might be working on something together. And perhaps this was more than just a friendly friends lunch or dinner, but potentially a business one. Now, they likely met or got close in the military because they had overlapping military times, and they were seen working out together in their military gear outside of the military, I think. So some people could point to that as well and say, well, this is just a friendly dinner, they're just catching up, which of course is very possible. Well, the theory of them potentially working on something together is still applicable, I think, because they've had so much time to be together and to work out together, and of course just talk in general, that I doubt there wouldn't have been a conversation between them at one point to be like, hey, let's do something together. Whether this is potentially Song being in maybe a music video with V, or perhaps V taking part of a project that Song might be working on right now, like an acting project, which I think could be very cool. And this isn't to say that no friendships are real in the industry, but a lot of friendships in the industry are ones that are built upon the work that they do and stuff that they do with each other. It's hard to maintain a friendship that seems less transactional in the industry. Like, it's just difficult to get lunch with someone and catch up. There typically has to be a reason behind it, and that doesn't mean that the two dislike each other, but it just means that there's just very little time in between for people or artists to have free time, that most of the time they're just probably going to want to spend it by themselves if they have free time. So they're meeting with someone to justify they have a meaning behind why they're meeting. And oftentimes it's more than just catching up. And that's just my opinion. That's just something I've noticed from the people that I've been around, or just from things that I've seen. It doesn't mean that it's actually 100% true, but I think that it could be something that we could potentially be excited about. And there's no issue or problem with just hoping for things to happen, right? That's all very exciting to think about. Recently, fans made a video of V during a live stream showing his phone, and many people felt like the phone background photo showed that Jennie was seemingly in his apartment. Some people thought that this was from the recent vlog that V posted showing his day, and it was a 40-minute vlog, but it's not in that vlog at all. The clip seemingly might have been during a live stream that V did a while ago, and people paused the video to show that there was a screenshot of Jennie and her cat in this apartment. As usual, a wild assumption. First off, I have to mention that the photo that we are seeing from this phone is extremely blurry, and I mean so blurry that we literally cannot see anything. I mean, you couldn't have taken a blurrier picture. Now, they're taking what appears to be a few black and white blobs and just ambiguous shapes to say that it makes up to what appears to be Jennie's cat's fur. And first off, the fur pattern that they're bringing up doesn't even match up to the cat. And so that's first of all. Second of all, it's so blurry, we literally don't know what this is. I mean, this could be a picture of a rug that has like cow spots or was inspired by a cow. It could be that. It could be several different things, like maybe on a table, or it could be his own pet. Now, knowing how crazy the community can be, would you show something that would resemble something that your significant other has? Like, knowing that someone would probably figure it out. Would you then risk the chance of showing anything that belongs to anyone else? Probably not, but can he forget to show it anyway? Maybe, but that's a huge possibility that doesn't fully make a lot of sense. Just knowing how much effort goes on behind the scenes before a live stream happens, you would be very surprised. K-pop idols are very much crafted in what their image is. Now, BTS as a whole has obviously been around for a very long time, and they are able to do things without the consent of the label, but just how careful V is with everything, because you can see that he's really careful with everything. He would not be one to show something like this. He's extremely careful with how he portrays himself, and the only time that stuff happens where it seems like something that spirals out of control or paparazzi images, like there hasn't been anything that he's put out that has been something that he hasn't tried to figure out if it was right to put out. He's very cautious of that sort of stuff, and I doubt he would put anything on his lock screen, given the fact that he knows if he were to just take out his phone during any event, he would be figured out. So would he have done that? I don't think so. So the accusations sometimes are absolutely wild in my opinion, and sometimes they're a little bit insulting because it makes me feel like the community believes that their favorite artist isn't as smart as they are. So let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you check out Patreon. I'll leave a link at the top of the description. Thank you so much for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.